1 of the Auckand Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships being rained out, Meremere's round 2 essentially became the start of the championship proper. Weather played its part, turning on a sun-drenched day. All was set for a great day's racing. With no Blake Bryant or champion Sam Newdick in the Stinger Boats field, the number 1 seed was last year's 3rd place and the current world champions Rick Burke and Elf Kill. Happy with your performance this morning, boys?
Yeah, we're not doing too bad. The boat wasn't going too good at the start, but we managed to sort a few things out, and she's running much better now. We're chundering through quite a fair bit of gas at the moment, so it's definitely a fast rotation. It's going to catch a few out too, because you don't want to clip any of these islands at that speed. It's going to be a very fast track.
The next question is, obviously there's more in you guys, there's more in the boat for this afternoon?
Oh, definitely, yep. We'll probably rather this wind pick up and it cools off a bit, because that affects the motors a fair bit, this really hot stuff. But yeah, we've definitely got a little bit left.
With no eliminations at the rained-out wich round, this was also the New Zealand Championship competition debut for 2015 Group B champ Ross Travers. Ross, I guess for plenty of different reasons, this is a much better test than round 1.
Oh no, definitely. Well, for a start, we've got sunshine and not much of a breeze, and now it's looking good. Now we're really looking forward to getting into it and seeing what the actual Group A can do. The third run was actually a bit rough and a bit hairy on it, but we actually went 4 tenths quicker, which actually surprised me. So I know we've got more got adjustments we can make, and there should be another second in it at least. Basically, we've got one more qualifying round now. I've just made another adjustment now. I'm hoping once we get there I won't be adjusting too much and just basically concentrating on driving.
Also concentrating on the driving was second-year veteran of the class Ollie Silverton, and has navigated Jetsprint, new Sprint Tech G-Force PSP racing. You happy with your progress?
Yeah, certainly are. It's we've had some good club days up at the track here, so we sort of knew what sort of setup to start with, and it's just a matter of building from there. So I guess we're probably a little bit ahead of the 8 ball in terms of that. We knew what we were going to start with, and there wasn't a lot of trial and error to do in those early qualifiers. We're just straight into it.
So what's the plan now?
It's just about finding the right lines that are going to be the quickest. Yeah, I think there's going to be a few changes with water levels and that sort of thing. We're on a hot day, so all the air temperatures and that thing's going to come into play. So it's just a matter of just driving the boat now. We've got a setup that we know that's working and we're happy with. So it's just about finding the right line and making sure that everything else stays within the data and that sort of thing.
The Meremere Sprint Bowl is a mixture of fast and slow sections with technical corners as well, adding directional changes to the mix, and it's easy to see why some were struggling.
We're slowly getting quicker and quicker. It's just that one money corner in the middle there I just can't get right. I've tried every angle and it's getting me so far, but hopefully we'll get it later on.
Changes to the boat now, we're into eliminations?
We've been tinkering with it all morning, and we're heading in the right direction. We had change a few things, and it's feeling good.
Third in the 2016 World Championships and 4th in the PSP New Zealand Champs was very good for Taranaki's Neil Marshall and Michelle Reid. Now with changes to the boat, they were looking to step up again.
We made a massive change to the back of the boat and didn't really know what to expect, and hard to say that it actually made a change, well, a positive change. It sort of threw me that much, I didn't quite know what to do with it. So I guess doing a 52 was actually pretty good. So we've gone back, we're just fine-tuning from our big change this morning and just trying to see if we can actually get back to a good spot again. So we'll go and make a couple more changes for the next run and see how it goes, but my God, it's tough out here today.
Plenty of dramas on the difficult rotation, but it was mechanical woes that put Harry Whelans out prematurely. Same could have been said for Ollie Silverton with this in an early run.
Oh, Ollie Silverton up over.
Silverton and navigator Jess Sit so lucky not to roll the boat and then end up back on the water, as this slow motion replay shows. So from the initial 12 we'll cut them down to 8, and it's Ross Travers and Radioactive that leads the charge into the top 8, followed by Gibbon and Thompson, Burke and Kill, and Muir and Muir. As we get into eliminations, you couldn't ask for a better day here at Meremere. It's round 2 of the National Jet Sprint Championships. Big changes for Team Tool Racing, with team partner Baden Gray moving up to the Superboat class, leaving past New Zealand champions Kathy and Bevan Muir to fly the flag. They're 50.512 here, not good enough to advance to the 5. Struggling with the competition, but Neil Marshall, along with navigator Michelle Reid, continued to make the cut. 49.763 in the 8, which was really a 9, put him easily into the 5-boat final. Ryan in the Joker had shown that he had the boat and was fast. 50.666 proved that in the 13, but a DNF here in the 8 put the brakes on his chance to the finals. All it took was slightly cutting one corner just a little too close. And while he tried to recover, his day was done.
Got a bit excited on the moment and rubbed the tyres. Well, we spun on the hairpin first and went along the tyres, and then tight one, it sort of just let go and we went round and up on the island, so that was the end. Yeah.
Next to go was 2013 Group A champion Richard Murray and navigator Joe Rathbone. Richard wasn't contesting the championships in Group A, hence the uneven elimination numbers. He was still waiting for parts for his superboat. So he drove Mean Machine. He would make it into the 6-boat final, knocking off fellow veteran Bevan Muir in the process. Rick Burke and Alf Kill, the current Group A world champions, had been fast from the get-go into the sub-50-second range in qualifying 4, and after a string of DNFs, fast here as well with a 49.952 to book a spot in the final. Stu Latham and James Hayden had made their competition debut in the ex-Duncan Wilson lethal injection, but hadn't gone far due to the rain in round 1. Here, the Ryco hydraulic Stinger would miss the final cut, but just by a matter of tenths of seconds. The Mid-North Canterbury pairing of Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson in Novus Autoglass, while still not 100% happy with the boat, would make the 6-boat final in Stinger Boats Group A. Their 50.070 off the previous sub-50 pace, but still good enough.
Oh, I think we just discovered we've got a bit of a hook in the bottom and a wee bit of rocker from left to right in the delta, so yeah, it's got feed problems into the jet unit, which is unsettling it, making it like a bloody bucking Bronco, so yeah.
Ross and Shane Travers had been the early pace setters. First to go sub-50 in qualifying round 2. They kept that solid pace up all day. The top 13 timed 49.123, making them top going into the 9. Another 49.147 here saw them into the final, and the top qualifier to boot. Combo that had been fast all day, save for a bit of a problem in qualifying 4, was Ollie Silverton and Jess Sid in PSP Racing, taking the Sprint Tech to the final with a 49.367. And it is Ross Travers and Shane Travers making their competition debut in the New Zealand Championships on top. Just as it had been in Stinger Boats Group A, it was the same for the Group B competitors. With the rain out at round 1, the real racing would start here in round 2 at Meremere. In the early going, it was Tapanui couple Clayton and Mandy Tisdall who had taken the racing to the defending champions Paddy and Jay Hayden.
Paddy, we're 3 rounds into qualifying. You happy where you sit?
Oh yeah, great, yep. We've been trying a few bits and pieces, but one didn't work so well, but no, we've got some good reference to start the rest of the day, yeah, good.
A bit of a scratchy start for you, you had a fuel tank issue?
Yeah, I think it's been some road travel, some vibration or something like that. The old aluminium sort of fatigued a little bit, but we're over that, so it's good.
So we'll find our 3-boat final in Group B, and it is Paddy Hayden and Jay Hayden, the New Zealand number 1, in front of Tim and Blair Edhouse, with Clayton and Mandy Tisdall in 3rd. So we're into the finals here at Meremere, round 2 of the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Championship. And first to go, well, they get the long travelling award because they come from Tapanui each and every round of the championship. This is Clayton and Mandy Tisdall. Now, when Clayton made his debut in the New Zealand jet sprinting scene, Mandy was only his girlfriend. In those days, she was Mandy Thompson. Now they're married, and they have really got a good combination going here. They were quick in both the top 8 with a 54.535 and also in the top 5 with a 54.177. Let's see what they can do this time round. Looking for a split time. Needs to be sub 30, I would think, if they want to progress any further. At the moment, they're sitting on the bottom step of the podium. 29.534 for the couple from Tapanui. When they're not racing JETSPRINTS, Clayton is a earth-moving contractor and Mandy is a school teacher, and they're also trying to resurrect the Oxbow round for the New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championship, so they're race promoters as well. This is looking quite good for the pairing from the Deep South, looking for a time around about the 54-second mark. It's better than that, 53.948 for Clayton and Mandy. 53.948, is that what you kind of expected?
To be fair, no. We've got a crook fuel pump, so the round before it was conking and dying, so Brian did another marvellous job to make it go and put in a quicker time than we have, so I'm stoked.
Well, they say the secret in jet sprinting is consistency, and these guys were consistent right throughout the 2016 season when Tim and Debbie was the combination. Right now, though, it is Blair, Tim and Debbie's son doing the navigational duties. 3NZ is the boat, it's Liquid Addiction. Another combination that started way back when with a Macraft. This one, though, not a Macraft any longer. It's a Stinger boat. Chevy L98 6-litre engine in the back of it. And another combination that has been quick, been in the 53s. They did a 53.115 in the top 8. They dropped down to a 52.797 in the 5. What can they do here? Been to Meremere many, many times. Of course, they're looking probably to renew their battle with fellow Group B competitor Pat Hayden. Let's see what happens. Good split time was a 28.744. Blair, the new navigator, he's a student at New Plymouth Boys High School. And Tim is a motor mechanic, 52.210. That's the fastest run they've done all day. And that, at the moment, puts them on the top. These are the New Zealand champions, Paddy and Jay Hayden out of Te Awamutu. The boat is Schizo. Another combination that started out with a Macraft from the Deep South way back when, now with a Stinger hull, Chev powered. Paddy's owned a Jetsprint boat since he was about 19 years of age. There's a really good story about how they got into the competition side of things. Paddy thought it might be a good idea, so he bought a hull and an engine and brought it back home and then told Jay what he'd done. Look for the split time, needs to be under the 28-second mark. Is it going to be? Heading down to the midpoint in the course here at Meremere, round 2 of the championship, 28.247, 52.523 in the 8, 52.577 in the 5. Are we going to see another 52-second run here for Paddy and Jay Hayden? First time running under the number 1 NZ banner, heading down towards the last couple of corners, round the other way round the speed bowl at the top end of the circuit here at Meremere, and now they begin the drive home, looking to go 52 again. They don't. They lose a bit of time on the way home, and it's a 53.220, and that means that Tim and Blair Edhouse will be the champions.
3 bad corners, could have got away with 1 bad one, but no, 3s. Nah, I was already cursing halfway around. And that hairpin, it's my own fault. So
been a long time coming, but the boat's finally going well. Probably a huge thanks to Paddy, because I've actually got a set of his blades in here at the moment, which has given us what we needed.
But I'll be getting my blades back off Tim, that's for sure. He's been using them all day as soon as he started going fast, yeah.
So the win goes to Tim Edhouse. He gets to do the victory lap. First win of the new season. Brilliant performance still to come as we have a look at the overall results. Tim and Blair Edhouse draw first blood, essentially, in what is the first competitive round of the New Zealand Championships. So if we have a look at the overall results, you'll see that it is the Edhouses on top. In second place, it is the defending New Zealand champions. That is Paddy and Jay Hayden. And in third, it is Mandy and Clayton Tisdale. Still to come, the top 6 in Stinger Boats Group A. Ross Travers leading the charge from Ollie Silverton and Neil Marshall. So the final coming up here at Meremere for Stinger Boats Group A. This is round 2 of the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships for 2017. Essentially round 1 after the rain out in Waitara. This is Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson from North Canterbury. Struggled to get up here with the damage from the earthquake, but they've put all that behind them now. They are struggling with the boat a little bit. The boat is Novus Auto Glass. It's a jet speed hull with a Chevy small block in behind them. Runs around about 620 horsepower. Pretty good in the top 9 with a 50.070. Went quicker in the top 13 though, 49.723. So it was a matter of adapting to the conditions perhaps. Brilliant conditions here. Have a look at the split, 26.887. So they are on target once again, I would think, for maybe a sub 50-second clocking. You're riding on board them with here. Nova Autoglass, get the expertise and help from one Rodney Poio from time to time. Absolute legend in New Zealand jet sprinting. You're back on board as they work their way around the speed bowl at the top end of the circuit here at Meremere, heading down towards the finish line now. They do go sub 50, 49.211. First to go, they're in front in the 6. This is Richard Murray and Joe Rathbone. Richard, of course, not competing in the National Championship in the Group A class. This is why we've got the lopsided result, while we've gone to a top 9 and then a top 6. So he won't be picking up any points, but of course, he still can race. He's waiting for parts for his superboats, Mean Machine. But this is Mean Machine. This boat is for sale, by the way, and it is a pretty good one. It's the boat that took him to the 2013 national title in Group A. Have a look for the split time here for Richard Murray. Looking for a top 6, albeit a run here, 27.527. So that is good. Not quite the pace of Simon Gibbon, but still good enough. If he can bring it home now in a bit of a rattle, he should be there or thereabouts. Jo Rathbone is the navigator. She trains horses, so she knows all about horsepower, but horsepower of a different kind. Round the sprint bowl they come once again, heading down towards the finish, across the chase, and cutting the beam with a 50.011. So faster than their top 9 time, but not faster than Cy Gibbon. So Gibbon on the top as we welcome out onto the water now. Rick and Alf, Rick Burke and Alf Kill, champions of the world in Group A from their exploits in the 2016 World Championship. The boat is Firewater, another one that's been quick. They did a 49.952 in the 9. Let's see if they can improve on that here. A 49.872 in the 13. Looking for the split, needs to be around about the 27-second mark. You're right here watching Alf Kill direct his driver, Rick Burke, to the split point. It was a 26.846. Now, let's compare the times. It was a 27.527 for Richard Murray. It was another 26 for Cy Gibbon. So these guys are in the mix. They're looking for another sub 50 clocking here. Boat looks very, very good on the water. It's a Sprint-Tech G-Force hull with a Chevy small block underneath it. Are they going to knock off Cy Gibbon? No, they're not. 49.298. Gibbon did a 49.211.
5 of us sitting on the same second. That was our fastest time of the day. We had a few gremlins at the start, so we didn't get to try as many things as we wanted to, but racing's racing. It was all good fun.
So this is Neil Marshall and Michelle Reid from Taranaki. The boat is Eagle Automotive. Neil's been quick as well all day. Top 13 time was a 50.832. The top 9 a 49.763. Third in the Worlds in 2016. Fourth in the New Zealand title chase. Heard him say in his interview they've made a few changes to the boat. Just struggling a little bit with the competition here and probably the conditions as well. Looking for the split time. Needs to be around about the 27-second mark as you watch as he flies down into the speed bowl again. 26.420, and that's the quickest split we've seen thus far in this top 6 for the Stinger Boats Group A. So Neil Marshall and Michelle Reid doing all they need to do here. Remember their best time so far, a 49.763. That was in the 9. This is the 5. This is the final. We'll be finding the medalists very shortly. Will Neil Marshall be amongst them? Heading down towards the finish line now with a 48.568. And that is the fastest time we've seen so far. So they knock off Cy Gibbon. Pretty good run here for the Taranaki couple.
Oh, well, hopefully we get it. Be your first.
So sitting on top at the moment is Neil Marshall. Will Ollie Silverton and Jess Set be able to knock them off the perch? Because another combination that has been very, very fast all throughout the day. How fast? Top 9 time, 49.3. Not in the 48s though. Is the conditions good enough to get a 48-second run here for Ollie and Jess? Jess, of course, the marketing manager for PSP. Ollie doing the driving, finished second in the Group B title chase in 2015. He was third in 2014, 26.542. Not quite the 26.420 that we saw from Neil Marshall. So a little bit slow. He's got to bring it home now. Look at the way the boat sits on the water, nice and flat, looking pretty good. Working his way the reverse direction around the sprint bowl here at the top end of the circuit here at Meremere, round 2 of the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Championships. 49.525.
That just came down to the hairpin, really. That's all it was. You know, you lose a bit of time there, and when the field's this close, then one mistake and
and you end up going from the top end to the bottom end sort of thing.
So currently, Ollie Silverton sitting in second place with this man still to come. The leaders though, Neil Marshall and Michelle Reid. Ross Travers has been setting the pace right throughout the afternoon here at Meremere. Let's see what he can do. 49.1 in the top 9. Working their way around the spit roll. Remember, they work at it from both directions here. This difficult rotation combines high speeds and technical corners right up to the top end of the course now, looking for a split. Needs to be around the 27-second mark. It's a little bit better. 26.730 for Ross and Shane Travers. This father and son combination, the Group B champions back in 2015, made the step up at the Worlds in 2016 in Group A. Like what they saw, decided that this year would be the year for a Group A title chase. Heading down towards the finish, around the sprint bowl they come once again. Time to beat is the 48.568 of Neil Marshall. Not going to do it. 49.476.
No, it's been a good day and we can build on this, Neil, and we know where we're going.
Been trying to win for a long time, and we've finally done it, so yeah, bloody awesome.
So the win goes to Neil Marshall and Michelle Reid in Eagle Automotive, their first win in their jet sprinting career. Now, if we have a look at the point situation, it will be Neil and Michelle on top. In second place will be Cy Gibbon and Paul Thompson. And in third place, it will be Rick Berg and Alf Kill. Fourth will go to Ross Travers and Shane Travers. Round 3 of the Altherm Window Systems National Championship sees us heading back to Taranaki for another visit to the Methanix Aqua Track. Hopefully the weather will be kind. Hopefully the racing will be unbelievable.